Hello and welcome to another installment of Liberty Nation's Swamponomics videocast. I'm Andrew Moran, Ellen's economics correspondent. Each week, I dive into the mores of top economic news stories and fish out compelling narratives, or I retrieve fallacies that have been accepted as conventional wisdom by the swamp creatures for years. This week, will the coronavirus pandemic trigger a food crisis? The first lockdown across the globe created panic buying that elicited images comparable to socialist nations that experienced regular food shortages. Toilet paper was flying off the shelf. It was impossible to find flour to bake yet another cake, and even orange juice witnessed a resurgence at the supermarket. If a second lockdown transpires, it is possible that the United States experiences another wave of panic buying, similar to what's currently happened in the United Kingdom. But while perpetual shortages are unlikely to happen in places like the United States or Canada, consumers could face another danger: food price inflation. As Liberty Nation recently reported, the cost of food has risen around 4% each month since April in the United States, and some items are more expensive than others. This year, prices for meat, poultry, fish, and eggs have spiked more than 7% collectively. It does not matter if you eat at home or at a restaurant, if you can, you are paying more for food. When you factor disruptions to supply chains and changes in consumer preferences and market patterns, producers could endure immense losses on perishable and nutritious food. Some analysts are already looking ahead to the next crop season, and they're warning about the impacts of fertilizers and seeds, as well as labor shortages in many developing countries. Socialist places like Venezuela, North Korea, and Africa could see their shortages worsen in the coming months. The press is also reporting that China could face shortages throughout the country, as the world's second largest economy goes through a triple threat of floods, droughts, and pest infestations. This could explain why China has been stockpiling various agricultural commodities and ramped up its imports of American crops, particularly soybean, corn, and wheat, after months of falling short of meeting the provisions inside the US-China Phase 1 trade agreement that was agreed upon earlier this year. While it is good to hug your gold coins and silver bars at this point, you may need to stockpile Chef Boyardee and Mr. Noodles just to survive day to day. That's it for me this week. Please read my full Swamponomics column where I discuss consumer trends in food, again, shoppers ditching cash, and New York restaurants and bars closing down. Thank you very much.
Go deeper on the topic discussed in this video, head on over to one of these links here or go to our Liberty Nation Roku channel. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for Liberty.